You have to learn to live among people and breathe among people and adapt to a new community. Yo, guys, I have been in Korea for 2 years. Will be 2 years. September last month made it 2 years in Korea. So I'm here to share some of my adaptation, my struggles, my fears, what next for me, how I've been able to actually survive living abroad. If you actually know, there was a time in social media that a lot of people were coming up, people living in Canada, living in the UK, they were posting their realities of they were depressed, they were crying, like adults were literally crying and posting their videos online, and people were criticizing them, saying to them like, come back home, come back home. So when I see such video, I actually feel pity for them. But another question that comes to my mind is like, you guys come to Korea, I think you need to come to Korea. I say reason because if you live in places like you live in English speaking country, language speaking country, it's a whole lot because you live family, you live friends, you live everything, and you are in a new community and you're adapting. For me, I was able to actually be able to adapt because while I was back home in Africa, Nigeria, I had actually left my friends, I have left my family, I have left my growing business, and I went into another city to actually start all over again. Like that was the biggest risk I have, one of the biggest risks I have taken in my life. And I was very glad I did. So coming to Korea again is like starting all over again. And in this is like me counting my third year in Korea, and I could tell you that I'm also starting all over again. It's a new ball game for me. So I have had the days where I would just my lonely days, happy days. But I can tell you one thing for free that my happy days were more than my lonely days. My happy days were so much more than my happy days because my happy days are more than my lonely days because first of all, I think I believe that everybody, if you live in a English speaking country, live in a language speaking country, it all depends on personal joy. All depends on personal joy. So because for me, I have never imagined that I live in a community where you can say hello or you can say how you doing and you look beautiful and the person does not understand what you are saying. I have never believed I could live in such a place. And now I'm living in that place where you can say hello, the person doesn't understand you, or you say how you doing, the person doesn't understand you. You say you are looking beautiful, the person does not understand you. So I have lived in such place. In my first year, I was actually able to adapt through the help of my friends were so there. My friends were down for me. My friends and my family. I called them on phone and WhatsApp video call. If I'm calling you, you know you're going to definitely be on video call. And that was one of the way I adapted. But as time goes on, I realized that these people were busy. They had tight schedule, timing different. Like my in Africa where I came from in Nigeria, we're 8 hours ahead. Korea is 8 hours ahead of Nigeria. So I understood that these people are quite busy. They have their businesses, they have their job that they are up to. They are sacrificing a lot for me to keep me company. I like they understood it. And yeah, when times started changing and I just had to adapt into the new me and find my joy and get rest, like get comfortable living alone. I've literally lived alone actually before now. So but it's so different because when I was back home in Africa, I can board a bus or I go on a short flight. But living in Korea, you have to think about the millions of naira you have to pay or one to get to Africa and get back into Korea. Yeah, you understand? So yeah. So for me, one of the struggles I have living here, first off, is the language barrier. Ouch. Chincha. See, I have not been able to speak Korean fluently. But right now, one thing I realize is that my understanding is so sharp, but my speaking is very faint. Even my reading is very faint. I feel bad because let me give you one of my struggles. So I went to the bank. I went to the bank. Don't mind the noise. I'm actually in the park and it's so beautiful. It's holiday. So I went to the bank to get some information from the bank and to do some online transaction. So the person who was attending to me could not, like, she didn't understand the one English. The Korean she was speaking to me, I couldn't understand. I know you're going to talk about using translator, it wasn't going to help in that situation. So there's somebody in the bank actually that can speak and at least that can understand a bit of basic English. So when the person writes, and then we started translator came in because he could understand a bit, right? So I was feeling bad. I was feeling bad not because I can't understand what she was saying. Yeah, that was part of it. But I was feeling bad more that I was stressing her in our own country. Like, this is Korea. She's speaking her first language. English is her second language. And I'm coming to put it on her to speak it. So I was feeling bad that I was stressing her for free. I felt so bad that I was stressing her because she was looking really stressed, trying to communicate to me. I felt so bad, and I'm like, I'm in your country, I'm stressing you, I'm so sorry. So that's one of the struggles. Language is a very big barrier for me. But I've been able to adapt. But yeah, if you ask me, I have the question of how do you communicate with Koreans? So when I'm talking to them, I'm sorry. When I'm talking to Koreans, I speak as slow as I can because first of all, I'm a fast speaker, so I talk very fast. So my brother has fought with me over time that you have to learn to speak slowly. These people have to process. So when I'm speaking to Koreans, I try to speak very slowly because I attend an English church. I just assume everybody speaks Korean English. So when I'm talking to them, they're like, "Oh, what did you say?" I said, "Oh my." So it's a reminder that they have to actually still process what I'm saying. So that's one of the struggles. So one of my struggles again with living in Korea is that when I got into Korea for the first 1 year, I didn't receive a normal call. I was used to receiving WhatsApp calls. So when I receive a normal, I have my international number, but in Korea first of all we use Kakotalk. Kakotalk is like WhatsApp. So if you don't want to, you can easily communicate through via Kakotalk by calling or by texting. So I was literally used to Kakao call or WhatsApp call. I was so used to WhatsApp call. So when you call me on a normal call, I'm like, who is this? Why are you calling me? I am having a little anxiety about it. Like I was having a little anxiety. I don't pick. It's because I was like I was fidgeting when I see a call. So that was one of those things I felt about. One of my biggest, biggest struggle in living in this country is making my hair. Have you seen like making my hair? Oh my god. Oh, I'm not the person that thinks I'm not part of the class of people that would know how to make their hair. I'm not in that class. I'm not in that class of people that don't want to pay for their hair. I want to pay. I want to do it. I want to just go to the salon. I don't want to think about it. Like, you know what, the way you think about food. I'm the kind of person that think about food that I want to eat. Before I cook, I have to process the food on my head before I cook it. So if I want to make my hair, I have to think about the hair. So I still get to the salon, I still try to think about it. So now I'm in a foreign country called South Korea. Making my hair is a struggle because over here there are salons everywhere. There are salons everywhere. But getting a black person to make your hair is another thing. So I have to do like a 2 hours ride to where my stylist is. And recently my stylist is just over the board. Like I will book an appointment with her. She's going to tell me, okay, you have to book an appointment and tell you what your pricing and everything. She will never speak. And so that's been a problem for me. I was talking to my friend who's from America. She was like, the condition for making hair for black people is so not favorable, and that's so true. Like, let me give you an example. You can do a job for 14 hours and they pay you 10,000 won each, right? 1 hour, 10,000 won, for example, and you do the job for 14 hours, and that's 140,000 won. I'll check what that is in dollars, right? And you go to the salon to make braids. In 2 hours, the job you did for 14 hours, you're going to pay it all in 2 hours. So, like my stylist, if I want to make a braid, she's going to take 150,000 won, 160,000 won from me. The last time she took 140 with please, like please. So you see that it's not. I When I was in Africa, yeah, I know there are places you could make your hair for 100 plus, but it's gonna be different. Yeah, inclusive with attachment and everything. But yeah, so it's way very expensive, and now getting the people to make it for you is another thing. You get it? So like there was time I was paying 40,000 won to just make all back in 3 weeks. That's me. I don't stress myself to think about hair, but now I have to think about my hair. I have to think about my hair. So that's one of those ways I have to adapt. So personally, I believe that if you're in a country that even if you're in your own country, you have to adapt to the new law. That's how it is here living in a foreign country. Today, the government is giving a law and you have to adapt to it. So every day we're adapting to the weather. Over here in Korea, it's almost it's already fall season. From fall season, we are going to jump into the winter season and we have to adapt to it. Ayana say, "Oh." We have to adapt to those different seasons. Even when it's not convenient, even when you're not ready, you don't have to be ready. The weather just come and you jump into it. That's it. So we have to adapt to weather. We have to adapt to the new season. So in your own country where you are going to, where you are living, there are things that policies that comes up every time. You have to adapt to it. So for you to actually understand that when people come up to cry about struggles of living abroad, is a lot, they are depressed, they are lonely, don't actually judge them because I would say that If you are living in, for example, you are living in Africa, where I came from in Nigeria, if you're living in a place like Lagos, I need you to travel and go stay in a place like Abuja or Port Harcourt. Go and stay there for like 3 months, 2 months, then you understand. You get it. So you don't even have to leave the whole of your country, travel on flight to another country before you understand adaptation. You have sometimes you are just in a you get into school, you have to adapt into the new environment, the new system. Like you have to adapt into the new system of writing a different exam, writing you have to read a lot of courses into what you're doing, right? So that's how it is living abroad. It's today different policy. Like the other day I went to the bank. I see, I will not even lie, I almost cried. I almost cried. What happened? My visa is F1 visa, it's a family visa. It has its own disadvantage. Disadvantage is that you cannot work with an F1 visa. So it is a cohabiting visa. That's the visa I am on. So I needed a MasterCard because I need to link my PayPal like to my YouTube, my PayPal to my socials, and I needed a Mastercard. And guess what they told me? They said they asked me a lot of questions that were so hurting. And the next thing they asked me was like, "Am I eligible to work here in Korea because of my visa?" I said no. And they said to me, because I can work, I can have a Mastercard. I was like, Mogbe, I felt so bad. Like I felt so bad. Like I even told them, "Oh, this is what I do." And like they said, no, I have possibly had to have a, I had to be certified to say, okay, I'm a YouTuber for them to give me such. So you see, that is a policy that is not favorable to me. I have to adapt to that policy. So you see that that's I felt so bad. That adaptation in abroad is every day you have to adapt to different things, different rules, different regulation to people. And another thing I think people want to hear about is racism, right? Like I would say to people, I don't share people testimony. My testimony is different. I would say again, I've lived in Korea 2 years. This is my third year counting in Korea right now. So I will not share other people's testimony, but my testimony is that I have not experienced racism. Racism for me, I haven't experienced it. And I don't even pray to experience it. And if it peradventure it happens, I'm not going to notice it. Do you know the reason why I've enjoyed so much good? I've enjoyed so much favor from Koreans than bad. Like my sister-in-law is Korean. Oh, she's amazing. She's so Yomi is so amazing. Yomi, if you get to watch this video, you are so amazing. And during the Chuseok just ended. That's the Korean Thanksgiving. I went camping. I went camping in the tents. I went camping in the mountains. And I was accommodated. I went with two Korean families. Korean family, like by my we call them Chingo. Chingo to my nephew. Their kids are friends to my nephew. So by association, I became friends. And they were even the one asking that I should come with them for the Thanksgiving. That because Chuseok is family time, is a bonding time with family. They were the one asking me to go with them. They were like, "If please say yes, say yes." And I went to the camp with them. They literally told me during the camp I should go and sit down. They were going to create my tent. I'm like, no, this is a teamwork. We have to do it together. That was how I stayed. When we were at the camp, they kept on asking me if I'm comfortable. They needed to be sure that I was okay. If I'm not okay in any minute, they are not. They like they were dotting around me like a new love, like I was like a newfound girlfriend, or when you just have a relationship. So they were all over me. They were so asking me, "Are you comfortable? Are you okay? Are you sure?" When I even complained that I was cold or something, they were so not happy. They were like, even if it's 3 a.m., come and call on me. Such people, what should you say? Like they were so interested in my welfare that I'm so comfortable and everything. They didn't even allow me spend a dime. Like we go eat in a restaurant, they didn't allow me spend a dime. I showed somebody my yeah, I showed somebody my see, I'm at the park and I have a lot of families here. Look at them. So it's earlier here. Everybody's looking at me. So yeah, that's what was happening here. So I saw somebody my YouTube video of me going to camping, and the person said this is a luxury camping. The person is even Korean. I'm like, yeah. So even if I experience racism, I will not know. I'm serious. I will not realize it because I will not realize it because my mind is so covered with the fact that I have experienced so much good. I'm working with that mindset. So if you come and meet me like this, there is racism. I tell you, I don't know. Like in the subway, you could be sitting down and there is space here. The person who choose not to sit close to the person choose to go and sit in the other cabin, or the person choose to stand. I don't call that I don't call that racism. Sometimes I was watching them over time, and then I realized that sometimes they are just going to stop in the next bus stop or two bus stop. They don't want to sit. So to me, I will not call that racism. So when I even said in the midst of other foreigners, we're all together and we're having a hangout, and I said to them, I haven't experienced racism, and they were like, "What? Are you serious? You're a special breed?" I said, "Yes, I want to be a special breed like that. That's what I want to keep on. I want to remain on that pedestrian. I don't want to experience it. So if I eventually it happens anyway, I'm not still good. I'm going to shield my face with so much good I've experienced. Like in my Korean church, everybody loves love Eve. Everybody loves Eve. Wherever Eve goes, everybody loves Eve. So that's been my experience. So adapting here has been adapting abroad is not a it's not something that you just is a one thing. It's a continuous adaptation is a continuous thing. You adapt this year, you adapt tomorrow, you adapt today, like you adapt next tomorrow, like government policy, people. For example, you are used to a particular environment and now you move from that environment into another environment. You have to adapt to that environment, right? So that's how it is. So that's how living abroad. There's a lot of struggles of so many things. So a lot of struggles. I'm not even kidding you. A lot of struggles of loneliness. You like you can have a family acting in back home. You cannot just jump on the flight because possibly it comes on a short note. You cannot just jump on the flight. Friends are going through stuff. You cannot just go and hug them and say it's well. Sometimes you can send money, but sometimes your presence is more needed, right? You cannot just go and hug your friends. That's one of my struggles of living abroad. And one of the things that have actually helped me in living abroad is that the Holy Spirit. I think I've mentioned it before. The Holy Spirit has been my help. You can catch me every day speaking in tongues. I'm going to be speaking in tongues every now and then. Like I speak in tongues. When I speak in tongues, I get my joy. I get my strength. Like, I can cry right now, and the next minute I'm up, and the tears is not tears of like I'm just worshiping God and I'm crying or some things that so one of the ways I actually was able to adapt was me speaking in tongues, me and the Holy Spirit. So I've actually been able to live on my own. I've been able to live with the Holy Spirit. I communicate with the Holy Spirit. It's like it's been a best partner to me. It's been my boyfriend, it's been my parents, it's been my everything. Yeah. So living in Korea, man, let's not talk about relationship like let's not talk about relationship because for me, I haven't experienced relationship in Korea. I haven't. I have people say it's very hard to actually date in Korea and it's not far if the truth is not far-fetched, it's like it's not far-fetched from it. So yeah, so I want you to actually tell me in this comment section that I survived. I want you to drop a comment, I survived, or I want to drop a comment, no, let me drop a comment, say I will adapt. I will adapt. That's the comment I want you to drop. I will adapt because we have to adapt. You cannot if you start a new business you have to adapt. If you move to a new house you have to adapt. If you move to a new country, if you have a start a new course, like for example you graduate from business management and you go now study nursing, you are adapting. That's the adaptation for you. So right, so I want you to drop in the comment section, I will adapt. So Korean is very beautiful. I wish if you're in Korea and you are seeing this video, I want us to hang out. For what is new for me right now, I'm trying to really start life again in Korea again. I'm trying to do a lot. I'm trying to put my feet into deep waters. I'm trying to really put in my faith there doing something new. I will share later. So, but yeah, if you're in Korea, you want us to hang out as content creator, I'm open. Like, I'm so open to you guys. Like, let's meet up, let's hang out, let's have a chat, let's have a creative hangout as content creator. That's what I'm really open for. That's what is new for me right now. Looking for content creator that are here in Korea. Be you white, be you black. I don't care your culture. As long as we can communicate and understand ourselves, I'm open for it. Let's meet, let's hang out. And yes, so that's what is happening here. So please subscribe. Please like this video if you see it. Please drop a comment saying I will adapt. And see you in the next video. It's holiday here in Korea. It's this October. This is the second. This is this week. This is the second time we're having holiday. The park is very busy. Let me show you guys around. Kids and families are here. They're having a good time. We're running and it's just a beautiful thing to have. Yeah, and then let me forget. This Sunday I'm running the marathon. You guys cheer me up by coming to watch my videos. I'm running the marathon here. See 10 kilometers. Cheer me up. And yeah, see you guys soon. Kansamida, Ayanga Sayo, ni